Hello, hello. Honestly, the entire day, my my voice was fine, and then the moment I say hello, it's like my voice nearly cracked again. But hello, hello, everybody. So today, I thought I would be continuing Honkai Star Rail's story, but we finished it in our last stream, which was a nice surprise, courtesy of the skip button. So today, I thought we would do Wuthering Waves, and as it is, I noticed, right? I noticed this main quest over here. Now, when I played the previous main quest, where it ended at the competition, right? Lupa won the competition. I thought that was the end. Honestly saying, I didn't know second phase would have another main quest. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay. I guess this is what we're doing then. I don't know how long it would take. The previous one took about 2 hours because I sat through everything and all that good stuff. I just hope, cross fingers, that my internet doesn't like explode. For real, you didn't know? Yeah, I didn't know. When the previous part ended, I thought, okay, that's the end of the version. I'll just wait for the next version. And I wasn't really that mad, really, because there was a lot, like, the story was good. So I was like pretty happy with it. And then I saw this. I think not that long ago, like maybe last week. I think literally when Lupa Banner opened, I saw this when I like checked the event, like the quest stuff. And I'm like, is that really a main quest? Or am I tripping? And so, and then when subsequently when I went to social media and I saw like cutscenes that I didn't recognize, I'm like, oh, so it is a main quest. So we're gonna do that today. I've seen one still of like an ending screen and that like ending scene and that's about it. Oh my god, this game better don't crash on me. So I don't know what the contents of the story is. So we'll see how surprised I would be. I don't think there'll be too many surprises, considering like this is just kind of like a wrap up of the overall Rina Sita arc. So that weird Lupa will be facing, and then Karthia is gonna reveal some stuff. I'm guessing we'll meet up with Karthia as well. I'm guessing that's what's gonna happen. Hold on, let me just. Okay, that should do it. Yes. All right. So yeah, if you see the game being kind of choppy, that's because it is. Now, I have a feeling it's because this particular version of Wuthering Waves is testing. It's at like my CPU and GPU is at the brink of performance for this version of the game, which is why I am even more motivated to get a PC. But that is like for a budget that I will need to save for like probably until the end of the year. They seem to do 2 parts of main story from now on, I think. I'm indifferent towards it. I just think it's good pacing, if anything. So it's easier for like busy people or like people who cannot process too many things, which is both me in some cases, in a lot of cases. So I think it's good, but again, it's pretty indifferent because even previously, you get a choice to like stop the game halfway through the main quest and stuff like that. It's not something that you have to sit through everything in one go. But yeah. So I'm pretty indifferent towards it. If that I don't. Oh my god! You see how choppy my. Hold on. Is there anything I can do? I think, where's my graphics? Because I've sort of adjusted to balance, I think. Just do it to balance. Special effect, I'll just put it medium. Everything, I'll put it to medium. Motion blur, I don't like motion. Medium density. There was something. Super resolution. I can leave it at that, I guess. There was something I wanted to turn off. What was it? Bloom, I think. Turn off bloom. I don't know much about anti-aliasing. Volumetric fog. A lot, like when I was researching all these settings, like what makes the quality like better, in term like not quality better, like so that it will run smoother. Like volumetric fog was one of it for some people. So I'm like, oh, okay. Don't know what's that. Lot bias. Don't know what's that. VSync. Should I leave it on? I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna do that. I don't know how much that helps. Oh, okay. Thank you. And I think like this smoothness of the game is like a common problem a lot of like lower end equipment people are having because of how much good quality is put into this version. Like if you go back to Huanglong or even Raguna, it's not as choppy as this. So I am a little bit more motivated to get a PC. Hopefully by the end of the year. Hopefully the game doesn't do any like wild updates, and then it should be fine, I guess. All right.
You've come, warrior.
Oh.
The mighty guardian, Eudicus Arsenosa, is not the kind of echo too warm to crowds. The lioness favors the strong, the unyielding, and the battle-hardened. Only those she deems worthy will find her arms welcoming. But she is still an echo and can't talk.
Very mighty one, though. Ooh, blessings, please. I don't know why she would bless Lord Arbiter, but...
These sounds.
Oh. Is she asking us to follow her? I have a feeling yes.
What is it? Did you feel something just now?
I only heard strange sounds. Tell me, what direction did the lioness just look toward?
The Veil of Glory.
Ooh. Final resting place of Septimon's heroes and legendary gladiators. Stone monuments shaped after each fallen hero's signature weapon stand tall in tribute to ensure their names and deeds endure. So it's a...
all heroes blessed by the glory forged in iron.
So it's like a memorial place.
Find their rest. But on the long path of hunting, many died with their bodies missing. Only their weapons returned. Arsenosa's frequency is woven from the cries of souls in battle. The battered weapons still carry the will of their former masters, whispering the deeds left undone. To touch such weapons is a rite of great importance for those who claim glory in the great Aegon and receive the lioness's blessing. Hearing the voices of our ancestors by Arsenosa's side is a great source of strength for Septimontians.
So it is some kind of blessing, I guess.
Before meeting Buling, when I touched the echo in that village, I felt a layered, indistinct frequency. It was like what Abby described on our journey to Septimont. But the source eluded me at the time. But now, I found it.
Ah.
The source of that power lies in the Veil of Glory. The closer the lioness gets to it, the clearer it becomes.
She waits for us there. Shall we go together? I'm not sure if Septimontian rituals will interest you, but you might uncover something useful, no?
Happy to go with my fellow warrior.
Perfect. Let's head out.
She was holding something. I wonder what she was holding.
What is it?
Nothing. Just... just a dizzy spell. Overexcitement after the win. Or something. Anyway, it's no matter. Let's continue.
She has little cute fangs. Flames of Heart. Shouldn't be too far.
These have been a feast of victories. Becoming champion, the glory, all thanks to you.
Oh, see how choppy that was?
Strange. Why are so many appearing all at once?
Oh my god.
Mind's eye. My blade will sever. Make it fast. Applaud for me. Time to fight. I thought tacit discords didn't usually appear around the border mountains.
These tacit discords didn't gather from the surroundings. It's more like they spawned from thin air.
Whoa.
Look, it's just ahead. The Veil of Glory, where heroes...
What?
You are from my homeland.
That girl just now, that was Mia. The closer to the Veil of Glory, the more the normal world and the anomaly overlap. Whatever lies ahead must be the key to all of this. I need to rethink everything. Septimont, Lupa, Cortithia, Mia, the Lioness of Glory. All of it.
Ooh.
Cortithia arrived in Septimont alone, not waiting for me or attempting contact. Something must have happened to prevent her. If something cut her off, aside from the Fraxidus, it could have only been the Thernoidian, which should be dead. But Septimont holds no faith in the Sentinel, and the Thernoidian was never able to establish influence here. The Thernoidian controls the minds of its followers through their faith. Mia is a Weaponese, and likely a follower of the Order of the Deep. If the Veil of Glory is an important rite for champions, perhaps Mia went there. And it was there she vanished. Her hysterics, hallucinations, and loss of control in the arena were signs of the Thernoidian's corruption. Therlova once said, "The closer one stands to the protagonist, the greater their influence over the tale." In this great Aegon, Lupa is the protagonist. Years ago, it was Mia. Now, I'm seeing Mia's image flicker in and out throughout this journey. If If the Mia I see is under the Thenodians' control, does that mean securing the protagonist role is key to its plan? When I first met Lupa, I sensed what felt like Cardathia's frequency on her. Later, I also felt the Thenodians' presence.
Oh, this is chilling.
Did they cross paths? If Cardathia is part of the story, the likelihood is high. Could Lupa have forgotten? Did they meet without realizing it? Or is she lying and already under the Thenodians' influence? Was Frolova telling the truth by saying Lupa would bring forth the Dark Tide? Or is she just another one of its victims?
Hey! Is something wrong? Is there something you need? Or something you want to say?
Trust her, speak your mind, doubt her, tell nothing. You see, this is, it's like, I'm gonna stick to tell nothing because it's like this is just a bunch of speculation thrown in the air, and like I don't think this choice affects the story much, because whatever influence Lupa is under, like that wouldn't change until like towards the end of the story. Doubt her title though, nothing. Okay.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, is that
But
so?
I didn't mean to upset her.
I don't know what's weighing on your mind, but you accepted my invitation, and we fought as one in the arena. As a warrior, I trust the clash of steel far more than words. The traces of the blade reflect the soul of its wielder. All right, don't wear that face. Whatever it is, I trust you'll make the right call. Septimont is my city. Don't let it lose its glory or pride. Will you promise
by the
me
way,
that?
in-game
Warrior?
voice is
I'll do what I can.
Is that better?
It doesn't matter if the story's end is already written or yet to unfold. I'll trust my own judgment to guide where it must go.
Because like the game settings, I think it's already at max volume, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, better. Okay, good, because everything's at max volume. Yeah. Oh!
I hear cowering prey. I'll end you! My blade.
I'm crying. I'm crying. How am I supposed to fight bosses like this? Oh god.
First to the
I
treasure.
already want to buy a new
Those
PC. Oh my
blades,
god.
Spears and halberd embedded in the stone. They're the weapons of the fallen heroes.
So we are now like the endless battles and surging tide. All that remains in his eyes was the sight of white flowers blooming across barren. Sight as his oh. Okay. Nothing hard in the story. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna do something drastic first. Okay. Off like outside the game. I'm gonna uninstall one of my games, which is at this point it has to be Marvel Rivals, sadly. Because this is getting out of hand. Honestly. Hold on. Let me find Steam.
Hey, little one.
Because I'm sick and
There you
tired of
go.
this. I know it's because like my laptop is at its brink right now. Fortunately, I have to uninstall this game. I mean, I'm not worried about it. Like, I can install it back once I have my PC. But at this point, I can't play this game. Like, this is the one game where I don't mind deleting for now. So that was 77 gigs of storage. I don't know if that will help improve performance.
Aha!
Like, if I want to play Marvel Rivals, I can always re-download play and then uninstall it again or something like that. I don't know. But until I get my new PC, it's best if I delete those games that I don't play as often or have low commitment to. I'm thinking of uninstalling Genshin, to be honest, because I don't find the same joy I had as when I started the game. Oh my god, already, like, I feel like the game is smoother. Is that just me? But I'm still on the fence of deleting Genshin. Yeah, I know.
This is Hercules' sword. You remember the waters of the upper city, right? You were looking for Cartathea. Hercules was the one that the statue was based on. Ages ago, the dark tide bore down on Reganese. And Septimont didn't escape. Hercules was the son of the Ephor back then, and he led our warriors to face the Tacit Discords. He died in that cursed tide. His strength worn down to nothing. His sword was corrupted, but his followers still risked their lives to bring it back.
Ooh.
In this land, intense emotions easily blend with other forces. The Lioness of Glory was born from the fiery passions of heroes, so she holds sway over their weapons. Back then, this sword was growing more sinister due to the corruption. But all these years later, it has become a memento of a hero.
I feel something strong and pulsing in the direction the blade is pointing. It's coming from underground. Is it inside the mountain itself?
The frequency. It's the Sentinel Imperator. Just like Raguna, Septimont has its own Genesis Nexus. That's why it seeks
Ooh.
power. Needs pain.
Hey.
More Tacit Discords, just like last time.
For a split second, the world shifted, just like it did when I saw Mia. Every time there's an overlap like this, the tidal blight appears, as well as Tacit Discords.
Into the spotlight!
It is slightly better after I deleted Marvel, but yeah, I can tell I'm gonna have to think
tidal
of.
blight.
Oh.
It's an outgrowth of the dark tide itself. Why is it suddenly appearing like this?
We'll clear it out first, then check if that sword is the source.
I wonder if I might after this have to move all my streaming stuff to like Opera or something, like something with that will use less of my CPU or GPU. Because I'm using Google Chrome now, because when I started it was on Google. I didn't think much about it until later on when like I was doing more research. I was like, oh, like at first people were saying just use Google Chrome, just use Google Chrome. I'm like, oh, okay. But then come to find out, Google Chrome eats up your memory and like power. So I might have to change to Opera. And there are a couple of streamers that use Opera and haven't found too much problems with it, so I might just do that after this. Because off stream I have no problem. It's just like when I'm streaming this game, it might
Come, we should check
it
it
will
out.
do that. Because streaming obviously takes more power out of my laptop right now. Ooh. You use Opera? Okay. If like, it shouldn't be too much problem, right? It might take me like half a day or a couple of hours to move like my stuff, like bookmarks and that I use often and stuff to Opera, but I don't think it should be a problem necessarily. Oh. Oh, I like how the rocks didn't open all the way like in level.
Lupa?
I always play games with Opera open. Okay. I mean, playing games is one thing, streaming is also another.
This doesn't feel like the first time I've been here. Let's go.
Oh. That's not Lupa. Like, if I open my browser and play my games, like, it's fine. But when I add streaming on top of it, like, something's gotta cut, right? So... I think it was Opera GX, the one that
There's
is...
no mistaking it
the
now.
one that I've seen streamers use.
It's Imperator's frequency.
Which... Ooh. Which is supposedly the gaming-friendly version of Opera. So I might try that after this. Oh. Oh. Okay, so she was infected with the dark tide.
Thou carry the scent of Cardathea.
Oh, there it is.
Not just knowledge. You've stolen the Sentinel's access too. Lupa's role in this story isn't yours!
Ah, so Mia was already corrupted.
Contender Mia?
It's the Thenodian. Lupa, this is something only you can do.
Tell me what I need to do.
Read the script. Adapt as required. I believe in you, warrior.
Ooh.
To lose our strength is the deepest fear of Septimontians. Pride hides the terror within. We fear no death, yet tremble before shame and failure. Did Domina Julia deceive me for this? I never got the chance to ask. The dark tide consumed all. Death took her, as it will take me.
Today as yesterday, we weave time beneath the tide. Swim, swim, wretched yet lovely fish. Dream deeply in my fiction,
Oh
on the
god.
stage of a repeating tale, waiting for the day thou shalt consume the world.
Damn.
O righteous one, I shall depart without a word. The golden city in my childhood legend is swallowed by the abhorrent tide. I whisper to my fleeting companion. Pages will scatter. The quill will fall. This play shall be torn from its author's hands.
A wrong note in the shifting score. O golden star full of mercy, pray tell me, as past and present intertwine, what fate have you chosen?
Hesitate not, warrior. You are the protagonist I have chosen. Only you can shatter the script and jump to the next page. Right. For the nobility you seek. For it all.
Ooh, in a way, everything makes sense now. But it's not enough for me to make sense entirely.
A dream? No. It couldn't. It's no dream.
Ooh, cat. There was a cat charm on it.
I'm not alone.
Ah, that's the mirror
The
bullying
warrior
gave
put the hope of change in my
um,
hands.
the rover.
This feels good. Not standing there alone on the champion's stage. The warrior hasn't learned this yet, but I now remember traveling with Cartothea. I can't be in the real world. This is a Sonoro created by the Fraxidus. It's a realm of stories. The story of the Great Aegon lasts only 3 days. Before Cartothea came here, I had wandered this same bloody story more times than I can count.
Oh.
The dark tide consumed Septimont, and that monstrous, half-human, half-sea creature grows ever larger. Is this the Fraxidus plan? To feed it with Septimont's ruins? A script. Yes, this Sonoro is like a book of plays. Each world in the Sonoro is a story that keeps repeating, like sheets of paper, all overlapping with one another. New pages keep appearing, layering over the old, and the changes in one story bleed through to the next. After Cartothea's actions, Septimont, once destroyed by the dark tide, has begun to return to normal in the story where the warrior arrived. Cartothea saved me, changed my fate, and led me to the warrior, who stopped the Threnodian in the last story. So in this time, I haven't lost my memory. The warrior had delivered a powerful blow against the monster, and the energy supply from the central hub has been cut off. But that's not even its full form. I once searched for its true form with Cartathea. I remember now. What we seek lies in the lower city's waters. I won't let your trust be misplaced.
Okay, let me get this straight. The Septimont that we've been in this whole time was actually a giant sonorosphere? Is that what they're implying? And then when Rover went to investigate that, that was like the heart of the sonorosphere, which is the central hub. And by destroying it, I don't know what that does. Yes? Okay. So basically he sent Lupa to another version in the sonorosphere, hoping that that version will save Septimont, I am guessing.
The old district of Septimont, submerged beneath the waters due to the dark tide. The dark tide looms over Septimont like a stubborn storm cloud. Is the warrior? No. No time to worry. I have to find the cause of all this, and quickly.
Because I was very curious in the beginning, because they say the dark tide reached Septimont and Septimont was not spared. But then like it was hard to see that Septimont was invaded by the dark tide, unless it was the scene with Cartathea. So now it makes sense. So that means when Rover entered Septimont, he entered
In a past
a
story,
recent...
I came here with
Yeah, he entered a
Cartathea.
recent iteration of Septimont. Rover, yeah, Rover for one, and then Cartathea another. So now Lupa's being sent to a third. Oh, that's interesting. A very interesting use of sonorospheres as well. Because previously when like they use sonorosphere, it's always like very linear. Of course, it still looks pretty linear now, but like the usage in this plot is, I think, very smart.
Look at you. You can't go on much longer.
I feared as much. Then this is where we stop. Strange. I remember everything about Septimont, but I can't remember. I can't even remember my name.
You didn't forget. Someone stole your role in the story. Even your name on the placards in the arena would be unreadable. Your existence has been erased. Only by unmaking this story can it be reclaimed.
Too bad I won't last long enough to see that happen.
Ah. So when Bulova said that Lupa, or implied Lupa will be the one to bring about the dark tide and destroy Septimont, was that one particular version that happened that way, and like that's the name that they stole? I wonder.
I'm sorry.
It's a
Cartathea.
small detail, but yeah.
You saved me, but I can't help you in return.
When I was a child,
long ago, I heard tales of Septimont. A city full of passion and life. People there drank deeply, laughed loudly, appreciated sculpture, and lived for the hunt. Men and women feared nothing. They burned like fire, giving all their light and heat before fading. But when I arrived in Septimont, it had already been undone by dark hands. With the dark tide sweeping the streets, the city was nothing but an empty shell.
That's right.
Kind of true,
My
but
city
not. The
is
plan was
beautiful.
okay.
When the autumn wind blew through the golden flags and wind chimes, time seemed to slow.
The Leviathan. I will not give it the chance to make the people of Renacita weep and bleed. I will drag whoever orchestrated this tragedy out of the shadows.
Septimont. Can I leave it to you?
Oh dear.
No. You said it yourself. This is your city. Some things only you can do.
Oh, that's cool. Sword.
The monster leaving its trace in the dark tide. I can feel it. Its frequency is similar to my own. The Threnodian created me to be a resonator for its power. But I wasn't the only one. Many vessels before me failed.
You mean...
There is still much I don't know. I'll keep searching. But no matter what, you have a certain specialness. Once I sought to end it all. Someone stopped me. Even a life mocked by fate can break its curse. Whatever you seek to do, whether you're weak or strong, you must strive for it. I returned to the world thanks to a certain person's help. I believe he will come here and reshape this twisted story.
Must be quite the person, eh? I wish I could meet him and see how he does it.
Then you will see for yourself. Victory isn't won in an instant. It takes patience and perseverance. What we can't do now, someone will carry forward later. If you want to save your city, then hold on. No matter the pain, no matter the doubts, you must keep going. Just like how you wandered Septimont before I came. Broken, yet determined to leave, to find help for the city. Jump to a new story, and bring my message to that person.
Ooh.
All right, Garcia. I'll try my best.
So that's the frequency that Rover's been sensing the whole time.
First, tell me, what is that person's name?
Ooh. So now she stands alone in Septimont. Oh.
I'm close to that abnormal frequency. You're in the submerged aqueducts.
Ooh. I wonder if Carthathea's timeline and the Rover's timeline and Lupa's timeline now are all occurring simultaneously, because they're technically different pockets of the sonorosphere, right? Oh, interesting.
The submerged aqueducts. I remember reading about them in the Silver Records, but now, with the old district completely flooded, we can only access it if we drain the water first. After my role was erased, Cartathea must have found the half-human, half-sea creature. And the Fraxidus, like the warrior, she chose to remain on the closing of that page, to give new stories a fighting chance. That's why I only regained my name after I met the warrior. During our journey, the overlapping worlds the warriors saw were the monsters doing. It tried to use Mia to steal my role again, to corrupt Septimons once more.
Okay, so they didn't occur simultaneously.
Only I can erase it from this story. Only I can prove that I'm real and it is fake. What happened to the Mia who vanished in the Veil of Glory decades ago?
That Mia was probably
After everything
the
you went through,
starting point.
what did the city of
No?
Septimon mean to you? I remember the entrance to the underground waterway is in the old district's bell tower.
Ooh, this is getting interesting.
Of course. The upkeep of these waters always falls under the Silver's jurisdiction.
That's why Cart and Rover hold the outcome.
Maybe I can awaken the sleeping giant of glory.
So they are not simultaneous.
In Septimontian tradition, when it bears its blade
Okay.
and watches over the warriors leaving for the hunt, all gates and past many of the old routes are blocked. But I can try draining the water through the remaining ones.
Alright. Ooh.
Covered in tidal blight.
Woo! They made a tiny... Oh. Oh, take the gladiator spear. Whoa.
Can't just clear the head. To get it to lift its sword and open the gates, I need to clear the arms too.
Oh, these patrol units! That's cute.
With me! The fight is on! Die, evil!
Overkill? No.
Glory is upon us!
Ooh, definitely not overkill. Oh, they just appear, man.
With me! To victory! Break
Woo.
darkness! Time to fight! Into the spotlight! I'll end you!
Alright, little patrol dude. That is so cool. That is so cool.
Need to check
Okay.
for more patrol units nearby. Winds of the wild.
Hello, little guy. Big dude is still walking. Ah! Oh, I hate that enemy. Do I have to look up for ambushes now? Oh my lord. Ooh! There's a new waypoint. Oh, I hate this enemy so much.
I hear cowering prey.
With me, Brian and the Spear
Oh, I'm dodging to the best of my abilities, man.
Together we howl! Caught now!
No, I don't want you to evolve. Oh. Wee. Little guy. This is an interesting, like, thing to include in this main story. Ooh. What does this do? Okay, it went down a little bit, but not all the way. I wonder if that is enough.
The water is drained. Time to head to the bell tower. That
Yeah.
monster is hiding in the depths of the aqueducts.
It's a very interesting way of unlocking a new region, no? Where is it? It's just lowering the water. Like, finally. There's still some place where it's still, like, submerged, but I'm gonna take it as, like, that's intentional for now. Oh. Oh. Oh, so this is where you want to be. But this is really far down under. Like, what? Oh.
Just this gate standing between me and the heart of the aqueducts. It won't open. I'll have to find another route.
Okay.
The copper mirror is calling. The warrior used it to see the past. I wonder if there's anything of that here.
How do we do that thing again? Was it? There. This is what happened.
I've already pulled that body from the sea.
That body.
Excellent, Domina Julia. Keeping one's word is the foundation of any solid partnership. I know, Septimonte's current effort doesn't quite heed the Senate's wishes, but we'll see to that. A cup of poisoned wine, a passing fly, a dagger. Fate strikes where least expected.
What?
With someone as clever and calculated as you at the helm, the House of Silver need not fear for its survival.
I do not work with you for our sake. I do this for Septimont.
A
Some of
passing
us
fly?
have
Yeah,
forgotten
I
the
know, right?
terror of life
I'm
adrift
wondering,
at
like,
sea.
what's the
To
passing
survive
fly
the tide,
to?
one must make the right choices.
The only thing that I can think of is either like an echo or you
We'll
know
speak of
those
other
like
matters later.
experimental military
me,
like bug.
Why would you want a dead woman
Like-
who fell into the sea?
What you call that?
Dead woman?
Like
Ah, you mean Mia?
like to spy on, that kind of
Indeed,
passing fly.
She is the very heart of the unit I spoke of. The one we intend to build deep within these underground aqueducts.
So they just used Mia as like
Alive
the
or
medium,
dead,
I guess.
Her body holds the information we need.
Ugh.
The Fraxidus's experiments here will continue for some time. In the meantime, covering up this little laboratory's existence will require your assistance.
So that's
madam.
why they flooded the aqueduct.
The heart? That weakling's resonance abilities were meager at best. Her performance in the arena was nothing special. If it weren't for those incompetent fools in the Senate using her as a puppet to shift the attention and anger of the masses, she wouldn't even have made it to the finals.
Do not be upset, my dear Domina. You're absolutely right. The girl is so feeble she can't resist her creator's will in the slightest. Winning the Grand Aegon was precisely what brought the shadow of death upon her.
Oh.
Luck and misfortune, nobility and lowliness, weakness and strength. A person's nature is like two sides of a coin, and I've always found beauty in inevitable tragedies.
Okay, drama queen.
So Mia has been dead all this time. She didn't leave Septimont when she vanished. The sea took her.
The sea took her. What does that mean? Did she get pushed into? Did she jump? What does that mean?
Let's start! Together we howl!
So, Praxidus have been experimenting down here to use Mia to, is that not a chilling sight? Oh lord. They've been using Mia as kind of like a medium to revive the Thronodian. If I'm making sense. It seems that's what they're doing here. But like the timeline is like really short, right? Compared to when the Thronodian like was defeated by Rover in the last main story.
I hear cowering cray.
Oh lord.
I'll end you!
Oh lord. I hate this enemy too. Ah, what was the bubbles? Yes? Okay. It seems that way. They targeted Mia because she has... Oh lord, heavens above. Because she was slowly... They slowly introduced the Thronodians like corruption. That's what happened, right? And that's why she grew very not confident about herself. Or she was always not confident. Either way, her lack of self-confidence, like...
This place has the Fraxidus written all over it.
Yeah.
Without the Silvers keeping the place hidden, they wouldn't have dared. Ugh, the irony. A Septimontian aiding the enemy to build their den in the heart of our city.
Irony indeed.
Even the impregnable Griffon's fortress crumbles from within.
Mia is the vessel before Carthethia? Interesting.
I trust you've seen the experimental unit in the aqueducts. Well,
Wait,
what do you think?
I think the timeline doesn't fit though. I love these two. As characters, I love these two too. But Christopher pissed me off. I feel like Carthethia was originally supposed to be the Thronodians' vessel, but she like rebelled and tried to push away the Thronodians' influence, and she accepted the Sentinels' influence instead. I think vessel before Carthethia. Because the Carthethia being the vessel, this started long time ago, right? Quote unquote long time ago. Whereas with Mia, looking at the characters that's around Mia like in her story, I feel like only involvement started when, like, if Carthatheus started like 200 years ago, Mia probably started like 50 years ago, something like that. Tronodian combined with the Sentinel and then went into the Carthatheus, I think. I need like a revision of this or something like that, because like how did what was Carthatheus' story in between the Tronodian and the Sentinel? I need like a revision of that, because I remember understanding it when I was watching the Carthathea, when I was playing the Carthathea arc, but now like the arc escapes me right now. But I still feel like whatever happened to Mia happened after the Carthathea arc finished, like her backstory finished, you know. Like with the whole black tide thing, it has to have happened before, like after Carthathea's like supposed fight, before she was sealed away, and then Mia happened, and then Rover happened. Carth was the same age as Cantarella. Really? Really? I need like a revision. I need like a revision or something.
If not for the sword embedded in her chest, I could mistake the corpse for being alive.
What?
Indeed. Decades have passed, yet Mia remains as she was when first pulled from the sea.
Decades have passed, yet Mia... Okay, so maybe Mia did come before... If that's the case, I would feel like that Mia was exposed to the Tronodian influence first. Carthathea mentioned she remembered her form the same when they were still little. I mean, Carthathea could have just been permanently that size, right? Or maybe not. Okay, so yeah. So Mia happened, the whole corrupt Dark Tide thing. Okay, Dark Tide happened, Septimont wasn't safe, and at the time, Mia became influenced, or was starting to be influenced by it in some shape or form, and she died. She technically died, but these two assholes brought her back from the dead, or Mia never died because of the Tronodian influence, and brought her back to complete Tronodian influence on Mia. So that's one timeline. So in between Mia being dead and the appearance of the Fraxidus, the Tronodian created Carthathea, and then there was the whole battle of Carthathea being the resonator for either the Sentinel or for Tronodian, right? And then when that is settled, they were still doing this thing. This was still ongoing. But at this point, Septimon is stuck in like a time loop of a sonorosphere and is using the dark tide that has seeped into Septimon to now kind of revive the Tronodian inside Mia or something like that. There was many vessels that failed before her. Yeah, that much I remember. I kind of guessed, so I think this is kind of like the timeline that I'm understanding right now. Black Tide happened, Mia got corrupted, somehow died, and then in between, and then after that, the Tronodian created Carthathea sometime later, and then the rover came, and settled the whole thing in Raguna. But at the same time, these assholes were still nurturing Mia to hold the Tronodian power or influence, or to rebirth the Tronodian, or by making Mia a vessel. So it's like plan A started, paused halfway. Plan B started, almost succeeded, but then failed. So when plan A that was on ice continued, or just kept on continuing, while plan B was still in motion.
The data has been invaluable, as the Threnodian's failed resonator.
Okay.
This specimen is, in its own way, remarkable. You know, it wasn't so long ago that the rover intervened and Cartathea broke free from that tower. I discovered that a small piece of the Threnodian's essence within Mia was reawakened with the tower's resurgence into our world.
Sounds as though you found new inspiration.
Yes. Septimont will host the Great Aegon soon. I've come up with a rather intriguing idea.
I think I kind of get it now.
Before her death, Mia also attended the tournament. I'll use that as the fictitious anchor to craft a play to rewrite reality itself.
Okay. So what's this thing about the dark tide? Or okay.
I've already discussed terms with it and reached a modest agreement.
You spoke with the Threnodian. Has Leviathan already awakened?
Only a fragment of it remains. A weakened, cunning shard, desperate to grow stronger.
So all this is to revive
I'll
the Threnodian.
fashion a story for this sea creature, enabling it to fulfill what it once sought, to have the dark tide swallow Septimont whole.
Ah.
The Threnodian once sought to use Mia to find Septimont's central hub in order to corrupt the beacon system. Even if met with failure, it would control the champion's mind to infiltrate the city's upper echelons.
So the order is Mia's death, Cartathea, and then Fraxidus, and then Rover and Cantarella, and then so they solve the Cartathea fight, and then Fraxidus started this shortly after Cartathea was freed. I think that's the timeline. It's like quick successions of. That sounds like it, right? Yeah, I think that's how it looks to it. They have a lot of information, huh? I mean, granted they can speak to the Threnodian, but prior to finding Mia, how did they know to go and find Mia? In the sea. Especially. How did they know to go and find Mia in the sea and started this whole... Because they found Mia in the sea and they know they need to do research to cultivate the Threnodian's influence, then that's when they went to the Silver House and yada yada yada, right?
Oh well, it all failed in the end.
What does that mean? What failed?
In the face of her futility to resist corruption, that girl chose death. She drove a sword into her heart and leapt into the sea before choking on her own blood.
Oh.
Fascinating, isn't
So
it?
she did kill herself.
Faced with the same predicament, strength and weakness still make a difference. The Blessed Maiden single-handedly thwarted the Threnodian's designs in Raguna, but this poor soul had no choice but to take her own life.
They detect the Threnodian power. Maybe that's why they can pinpoint the body. Maybe. Is it correct to say that the Fraxidus somehow worship the Threnodians? It's still a little bit vague, right? What the Fraxidus want and what they want to achieve out of it. We only know is that they're trying to revive the Threnodian, or like have the Threnodians defeat the Sentinels, or something to do with the Threnodians having success. At least to my knowledge.
So theatrical, so saturated with sorrow.
I don't care for your taste, Christopher.
I am her. I am her right now.
I'm merely curious. What ending have you penned for Septimont this time?
Oh, such an impatient reader, Fortaleza. This play is nothing more than an amplifier designed to nurture the Threnodian's lingering power. Once it grows large enough, I'll overlay the Sonoro onto reality.
No one wants to read his fanfic? Oh god, please. I bet there's tons of fanfic of him removing his masks. That's about it, you know? I think their motive is a bit like mixed because they're all pushing for the Threnodian to have power so that each of their own goals is fulfilled. Like Cristoforo has his obsession with plays and tragedy, and then Fortaleza is more of like a curiosity. She has some kind of curiosity, I just don't know for what. Scar, on the other hand, he's just wants to fight. At this point, he just wants to fight. I don't know fight for what, but he just wants to fight. So they each have their own goal, and somehow the Threnodians having success feeds their goal. So I think that's why it seems like all over the place. Not gonna lie, he is OP. Yeah. He does sound very OP. I think Praxis just wants the calamity to happen. There has to be a reason, right? If they're all cuckoo in the head, they can't be like this dude. Because he has a certain amount of understanding of reality and bending that reality. That's like what he's doing right now. Is slowly he's trying to bend reality to the script that he wants. That's why he mentioned like the Sonoros be overlapping.
To select the right champion. Swapping out the protagonist is hardly a challenge. Once the sea creature grows within the cradle I forged from the dark tide, the hymn of journeying paradise will spread from Septimont across Renacita. Really, compared to those Septimontians who've long forgotten Mia, the story I've written for her is far more thrilling.
And what if it fails?
Oh, she asked the right questions.
Then so be it. You know, Fortaleza, stories are but mankind's attempt to imagine and rehearse fate. If this play proves Rover worthy of becoming the protagonist of my story, if they pass their trial by fire, then isn't that a victory as well?
He has like I think each of the Fraxidus like main people, you know, like Scar, Plova, Cristoforo, they each have their own obsession, which maybe in turns kind of mirrors what the Threnodians want. So his obsession is with plays, and if he feels like after everything I throw at you, you still thwart my play, then you are worthy of being a protagonist. That's what he's saying about Rover. And then with Mia, he's like, since the hero had such a terrible end, why don't I rewrite her in the most brilliant fashion?
Disgusting.
True. Very disgusting.
To treat Septimont like a plaything. Unforgivable. What is so poetic?
Environmental unit. It's only a prototype. True finished product must lie deep within the waterways. It seems they were investigating a particular property of the material. The material, I think, could be like a piece of the Threnodian. Gosh, sometimes I feel like the villains in this game are too smart for their own good.
Cowering prey. Glory is upon us! With triumph and the spear tip!
Woo!
Into
More? Oh god. Hello, Huggy Wuggies. What are you doing behind here? Woo! That is never not impressive. Okay. More things to cut. This would be quite an area to investigate after this. After the story. The waterways. This is such a cool mechanic too. Okay, what's next? Oh, I hear the copper mirror. Okay, more nonsense from the Fraxidus. Oh.
Still lingering, Mia.
Lady of the oh.
A fading reverberation that should have dissolved in the deep long ago.
Where are you going?
To claim the title. Was that not your unfulfilled wish?
That was never mine. The arena. I don't need this victory.
But I do. Without a champion and the lion beast, I cannot touch the central hub left by Imperator. You, Cartithia, both my daughters, my very creations. Why this fruitless resistance? Has Septimont ever granted you kindness? They neither love you nor need you. Long have you been forgotten.
Oh my lord. She doesn't need all this right now.
We were raised by them. You will never understand.
Proud in battle, and yet yearning for strength. I know the heart of the Septimontians far better than you. Mia, you are simply too afraid to face their true nature. You choose to deceive yourself. You cannot admit that they used you, and then cast you aside. You cannot accept that from the start you were insignificant.
No. If I burn them,
Oh.
my flowers.
No! Oh my god.
Hush, it matters not. Your thoughts are of little consequence.
So this is how they broke like the last bit of will for Mia. I wonder if Mia is still there, you know, just like a small spark. It doesn't seem that way though. Well, now I kind of understand like how Lupa was quote unquote
Viburnum.
like in the beginning when Cartithia found
Bloodleaf
Lupa under the
viburnum of
influence,
Septimont.
Mia was just a reverberation. Yeah, like
understand.
I would say it's kind
It's
of
a
a
flower often given to
representation of the
gladiators.
last bit of will
A
that Mia had
symbol of
before
victory.
before the Trinodian just slapped her across the universe. And so she no longer exists, I guess, as Mia. Oh, we're going ever deeper into this madhouse.
I've always carried this shame. Shame for something I didn't choose. Shame for something that's just there. Sometimes it turns into doubt. I try to live free, and I do most days. But still, I see it. I see the pain in their faces.
What?
And the ones who fall behind, the ones who leave the field beaten, the ones who pin all their hopes on me. I've always wondered if I didn't have this gift, could I have reached this point with clean hands? Should I have judged those who trampled the rules to survive? Or was I blind to my own arrogance?
Ah, because she joined the Silver House, isn't it?
Now, I don't think like that anymore. The warrior is stronger than me, no doubt, but he treats everyone the same. He didn't choose to stand alone. Instead, he chose to trust me. Fortaleza spent years trapped by the weight of everyone's expectations. Never stepped foot in Septimont before, but still sailed across the seas to be here. And Mia, her resonance ability might be weak, but she never ran from a fight. She fought till her last breath. A heart isn't shaped by what it's born with or what it's been given. I've underestimated others, and I've underestimated myself too. But you, the arrogance, thinking you understand the darkness in people's hearts, but you don't have a single drop of life in you! Beautiful as ever. The Griffon's fortress. My city, Septimont. Built by the hands of the people. Not the Sentinel, and not the Trinodian. Where there's light, there's always shadow. But people need light. They'll chase it no matter what. And they'll learn to live with the shadow. Mia, Fortaleza, they were born and raised on these islands. They are daughters of Renasita. They belong to no gods but their own.
Oh, my PC better not be chugging right now.
Better to die than to be a puppet. Death does not scare me.
If divinity takes up arms against the innocent, I will raise my sword against divinity.
I heard your request. But I prefer to handle this my way.
victory isn't won in an instant. It takes patience and perseverance.
I believe in you. Warrior.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Flashback before the final battle. Here we go. What does Fish Lady have for us? So anime. You gotta love it though. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh.
I swear by the eternal sun, I will slay you!
Oh. Oh, what a look of corruption that is. Oh, what?
From the fear and the longings of civilization,
That means
I was wrought, born of the hearts of countless men and women, of babes and of the aged. With sharp blades and silver tongue, you struggle for power and revel in the slaughter of the arena. From past to present, nothing has changed.
What right do you have to judge the people of Renacita? Mia chose her end with dignity. Your very existence is an insult to her. Look at you cowering in this little incubator, desperate to evade your end. You will never understand what it takes to face the fear of death. Together we howl! With me! Triumph and the theatre!
Unite with me.
Glory is upon us!
oh, I had to skip that. Oh.
The fight is on!
A human life is nothing more than a scream between life and death.
Oh.
Pray to me.
E. Ah! What in the quick time? Oh, that is very
Greatness
disturbing.
has no summit, and victory is never the final word. Proud, pitiful, cry, love. Race to the finish! To face death with the crown of glory! By my will! Let this light burn in all its fury!
To me, there is no greater joy in this world.
shame. Seems the play I've written isn't well received.
Hey, yo!
What are you two plotting in Renacita?
Oh, dear madam. Let's leave some mystery for the next chapter, shall we?
There is something no one can take from me. All the bruises I have just beneath me to solution to my doubts and deepest fears. Glory's not all about winning, but blazing to be last minute.
Ooh, I got chills. I got some chills. Oh, what an ending. Now, with the pages burned, the book burned, the Snorrosphere is destroyed. If my brain, my laptop can stop chugging, we can continue. There we go.
It's real! Both of you are safe.
Oh man.
The Threnodian's frequency is gone. Well done, Lupa.
You found the righteous one and safeguarded Septimont. It's like something out of a knight's tale. No, wait, gladiator's tale?
Oh? After a long appearance.
Phew! Finally, I can stick my head out. Rover, are you okay?
I'm fine, Abby. What happened to you earlier?
Was the last time they used 2D art in story?
We're already in Septimont?
I don't know. But that was
just
such
talking to
a
you,
beautiful
and
art.
then boom! It felt like something just covered me. First it messed with my frequency, then I just passed out. Wait, Carthea? And a girl I don't know?
It was like a rare thing.
You're
I hope they
lively.
start doing it
Your
though.
echo's
That was
more
it was
boisterous than a
actually
ta-da.
that was like a very nice touch to the emotion when Lupa found them.
What happened while I was out?
I think it's time we compare notes. Let's fill in this story's blanks, shall we?
They all yo, we comparing notes. Okay. Hey yo. Source. Which is this? Mia be Abby late for the party? Always. Like always. We still don't know her purpose. That's the part that kills me every time I see Abby. Is we still don't know her purpose, except that she can somehow eat Threnodian attacks. Somehow. I don't know if Abby is linked to why Rover can hold many types of resonating elements. It could be just because he's Lord Arbiter, but he has to be Lord Arbiter for some reason, right? So I wonder if Abby is some kind of source of power. I don't know. Okay, so we see here the source. I think it's Abby. It makes sense, right? But we still don't know for sure. Okay, source, bitter fruits. Mia haunted by maddening voices, which we know it's the Threnodian at this point. is dotted with broken dewdrops. So this is... Okay, then fiction. So these were all the different pathways that Septimont has experienced. One was this, Doomsday. Lupa swallowed by the tide's relentless churn. It could be that because whatever they did to Mia succeeded, so the black tide happened and then Lupa was perished in the dark tide. This was the timeline that Carthathia interfered with. So the search, Carthathia travels with the Nameless One, searching for the abomination creation created by Threnodian, which was the weird Lupa that we met in the very first time that we entered, the very, like, in the beginning, on the cutscenes in the beginning. So this was who Lupa lost her name to, this vessel. So after the breakthrough of the vessel, she then had to defeat the fallen form of the lioness, which was the amazing cutscene we got in the last story of this game. Carthathia turns to see the gladiator, her face marred by tidal blight, her eyes hollow. She stares unblinkingly like the ghost. Oh. Defeats Lioness first, and then Carthathia. Carthathia pula. Lupa. So after defeating the lioness, the story concluded, quote unquote. And then this was when Rover intercepted, and we kind of know the path that happens here. So his interception stops with him throwing Lupa in the 4th route, which combined with the source, I think, regains Lupa's memories of everything. Because now, at first, by the end of the second timeline, she had Carthathia's influence. And by the time she finished Rover's timeline, Rover pushed her. She remembers who she is, but like not with the thing with Carthathia. So when it came here, after the truth came about, she suddenly could unlock her memories, and this is when she defeats Mia's reverberation. Finally. Now reality. Do you see this? This is what I'm curious about. There is a second reality, which I think is like, you know, things gone bad. Maybe. I wonder if this is something that could be unlocked in the future. I'm not sure. But this is such an interesting way to recap everything. Look at these 4 timelines. Holy shit. Exchange information.
When I sensed the Threnodian's power here in Septimont, it was quite sudden. I slipped through the smallest of cracks to enter this Sonoro, which severed my I found Lupa in the city. She had lost her role. We traveled together for a time, and discovered the architects of the destruction, the Fraxidus playwright Cristoforo, and the Threnodian. Sadly, the playwright did eventually erase Lupa's existence. As for me, I descended into the submerged aqueducts where I found the Threnodian. It had inhabited Mia's remains and was hiding within an experimental unit. Unfortunately, I was unable to eliminate it entirely. It evaded me, slipping into hiding. I reasoned that you would sense the anomaly and come to Septimont, so I sought to offer you my aid. I battled the playwright, and in doing so, stripped him of his ability to control the script.
The Fraxidus gave like 0 resistance to stop us. It feels off. I think that is Cristoforo's doing, Not in a sense that, oh, he allowed them to do it, but because he himself felt like he wrote such a magnificent script, quote unquote, that if someone overcame it, then he would relent. And he would say like that in itself, by destroying his script, that will be an even more impressive script being written, which is reality. That was what he was saying when Prolova was saying like, what if it fails? So for them, the battle, how to say, although they lost the battle, they didn't really lose the war in a sense. Did the Tronodian die? No, not right. No, right? Or did the Tronodian really die now that we've defeated Mia that was corrupted? That's a nice take. Well, I'm going off his personality, he being the obsessive story writer. And which is why even with Prolova, like they had their plan and she was quote unquote curious to see what the rover would do once their plan unfold. So that's why I also feel like each of the Fraxidus, the high members of Fraxidus, they have their own motivation somewhere other than, you know, reviving the Thronodian or like causing the catastrophe and stuff like that. The calamity, sorry.
Afterward, he, along with the other Fraxidus overseers, fled from me. With that, the Sonoro began to collapse. It was then that we finally met.
So this was what she's saying, was that final cutscene where we saw her giant sword attacking Scar and Cristoforo and them blocking and then running away.
Is there anything else you wish to ask, Righteous One?
Tell me about the Tronodian and the Central Hub, yes.
The Central Hub within the Veil of Glory was established by the Sentinel, and it appears no one had ever entered it before.
Well, yeah.
Activating it requires two key conditions.
Victory,
which grants the blessing bestowed by the Lioness of Glory through the Sentinel's mandate, and a trace of the Sentinel's frequency.
So that's why the Lupa was like, that's why they were like eyeing Lupa as well, because she was highly likely to be the winner during the whole thing. Like whoever got the Lioness's glory didn't matter, but as long as they got it, and they have the Thronodian as well. So considering the Thronodian, in this case the Thronodian and the Sentinel seems to be like two sides of the same coin. I think they thought that with the Thronodian power and the winner, they could just invade the Central Hub, which was what Cristoforo mentioned.
The Thronodian set its sights on Mia for this very reason, which in turn brought its attention to Lupa.
There we go.
I struck a significant blow to the Thronodian within the story, but because I failed to prevent the corruption of the Central Hub earlier, it endured, drawing strength from that source.
So later on, the winner will become the new quote-unquote vessel, and it will continue to grow stronger as a vessel and Thronodian pair by this corrupted hub.
Throughout this journey, I often saw the figures of Lupa and Mia overlap.
It seems the Thronodian was attempting to replace Lupa, hoping to use her to corrupt the hub, siphon its power, and ultimately destroy Renacita. Is there anything else you wish to ask, Righteous One?
Regarding the roles and the stories,
Lupa and I formed a few theories during our investigation. In this scenario, where stories manifest as reality, to lose your role is to lose both your name and memory.
Which is what happened to Lupa.
In truth, Mia has long since passed and does not truly exist here. It was Lupa, not Mia, who won the 3-day Aegon.
Again?
I suspect the stories created by the playwright cannot stray too far from their original frameworks. A limitation of his resonance ability.
So does that mean Mia exists as a person? Does she exist as a person, or was she just created to put into the Sonorosphere.
This is why he erased Lupa's name, swapping her and Mia's identities. This allowed Mia to summon the Dark Tide upon Septimont.
She was the source of his fiction. Okay, so she technically doesn't exist. She exists because Cristoforo wrote her into the story, into the Sonorosphere. That's what I'm guessing here. Or Mia was a figure, and then Cristoforo just used... Okay, so she does exist. So just Cristoforo just used her into the story and twisted her future in the Sonorosphere.
Is there anything else you wish to ask, Righteous One?
Other Fraxidus
Apart
leaders.
from the playwright, I also encountered 2 other Fraxidus leaders.
Yep.
Surely they must be Forlova and Scar. But how is Scar
Does
in
exist,
Renasuda?
but in the past. Okay. Yes, this thing about Scar. They never really... Okay, did they show how Scar escaped from the Huanglong? Yeah, Scar got out of jail, but how? Did they show how? Did they ever show how? I can't remember. Because one day, like when the Renasuda arc started, it was like, whoop, here's Scar. They didn't show us anything. I mean, maybe we shouldn't have been... I mean, like... Yeah. Only that Prolova said something about breaking their friend out. I guess so. I mean, when Scar was captured, he wasn't too worried about being captured either. It was more of an annoyance for him, right? To be captured rather than it being like, oh my god, this is bad.
Unfortunately, I never had the chance to confront either of them directly. I saw them only briefly before they disappeared.
Mia was the champ before, so they need to use someone who is the champ in the current timeline. Ah, okay. Yeah, because technically Mia's dead. Yeah, right, because technically Mia's dead. I don't know why her body... The thing with her body, I think that's just their way of trying to remake the vessel and then replace Lupa, and then the whole thing about roles happens. So okay, now I get
I'm
it.
not sure why they've gathered here in Septimont. We must prepare for whatever plans they have.
So that means this Renasuda arc is not done. Scar looked happy to be in jail. There has to be, okay, I don't think he was purposely caught. Or was he purposely caught? He did try to run away, but then, like, Rover stopped him. And then he was like, oh, well, I'm caught, and, you know. But I feel like... I think it also comes from an understanding that him being caught and put in jail is just a waiting game. And a waiting game it was, because he very quickly broke out, so...
Is there anything else you wish
I
to
get
ask,
free food. Ooh,
Righteous
yeah, I
One?
know. I know, right? Okay, I will sample Huanglong's cuisine while my friends figure out a way to break me out of prison.
The Threnodian's frequency has vanished from Septimont, but I fear this is far from over.
Gosh, every time, like even in the previous Huanglong arc, the Threnodian didn't die. The Threnodian was just pushed back into whichever hole it came from because Abby like ate its power and shot it back. I think Renasuda patch is going on till 3.0. Yeah, 3.0 is kind of confirmed to be New Federation. So let's get, I don't know, give it another 2-3 more patches and then it will go to 3.0. Because like, we are slowly snipping away. At this point, we snipped away 2 of the plans that the Fraxidus was pushing for the Threnodian to resonate with a vessel, right? So I don't know how many more plans there is, whether they're gonna fish another dead body, I don't know what it is. But until and also the Sentinel Imperator is quote unquote dead, right? She's quote unquote dead because I remember in the last patch we talked to her briefly and then she said goodbye to Carthothea. Imperator should be dead, yeah. So it's like that's literally dead, yeah. So now, okay, Imperator's dead. Is the Threnodian dead though? because the last piece of fragment, the small fragment that Cristoforo had and tried to merge with Mia, Lupa defeated it. So my assumption here is like it's supposed to be dead. But you never know, right? They could dig up another dead body from the ocean, from mountains, or like from something. You'll see! Oh my god, that's more to watch. Okay.
Something else. Perhaps due to the dark tide in the Sonoro, I can feel my balance shifting.
Oh, so it's not dead.
Thraldian's paw is growing stronger. Now that I think of it, this could very well be part of the Fraxidus' plan.
You need to head to the Black Shores, Cordothea.
Ooh!
They've been dealing with the Thenodian for years. You should go there and run some tests. They'll know how to handle what's coming.
The Black Shores? Is that where you're from?
Also, that's okay. Because I saw like a small spoiler. It's like, oh, you can meet Carthea as an NPC in the Black Shores. I'm like, what does Black Shores have to do with Carthea? And then now I know.
If it's a place you trust, then I will go.
Alright, Carthea done. Lupa.
The event that brought forth the dark tide. It must have been my death. After that, the details of the story blur. It repeated so many times. All I remember is wandering the desolate city streets in a Septimont corrupted by the dark tide, unable to escape.
Got achievement for that too? Okay. Is there like a particular time I need to go and find Carthea in Black Shores? Because I remember Camellia had, like, you had to wait for like sunset or something like that, and then you'll find her at the ledge.
She saved me. But in that story, we couldn't fully resolve the source of the disaster. Then in another story, I encountered you, my fellow warrior. After we parted, I awoke in yet another story.
Have time,
in the Veil of
Lord.
Glory, where I finally saw the Thenodian's true form in the submerged aqueducts. It had taken control of Mia's corpse and was using the Fraxidus' Sonoro to grow. After defeating it, the Sonoro began to collapse. I passed through those crumbling pages to find you. Is there anything else you want to know? I'll hold nothing back.
I think the rest we don't need to know, but like we pretty much understand. Oh, death. Death, was it the part where she lost her role?
Death. I had failed to expose the family's match fixing. After being deceived by Domina Julia and winning the title on my own, my memories became a blur. The last thing I clearly remember was standing in the central hub in the Veil of Glory, pressing my spear into something that resembled a control panel. Then the dark tide began to surge. In the end, all of Septimont was swallowed by it.
A death in the first timeline of the story before Carthea. Okay.
I'm not sure when all this started, or where the line between the reality I knew and the Sonoro world created by the Fraxidus began to blur.
This is true. It's very hard to determine when Cristoforo started the Sonoro
But in
sphere.
those 3 days of the story where Carthea didn't rescue me, I would always die on the first day, helplessly watching as my home slowly crumbled to dust.
So that means after she won. Like the Sonoro sphere started after she won.
Is there anything else you want to know?
This.
Many years ago, Mia cast herself into the sea to escape the Thenodian's control, but Domina Julia recovered her broken body from the depths and handed it over to the Fraxidus. For years, they subjected her remains to twisted experiments until the Thenodian's essence, still lingering within her,
For
finally
years.
awakened.
4 years. So when they recovered Mia's body, it happened prior to Rover coming in, obviously. So while that was happening, they were kind of observing, pushing the story arc Rover had with Carthea. Because like the Carthea arc didn't really have that much Fraxidus intervention. But considering Cristoforo was occupied here, Polova was more active in Raguna. So I guess in that direction of where the Fraxidus leaders are makes sense.
The Threnodian took control of Mia's corpse, turning it into a half-human, half-sea creature monstrosity. The last trace of Mia's reverberation was forced to be part of it. Is there anything else you want to know?
That's about it.
The script and the copper mirror you gave me. I'll return them to you now.
Ooh.
It was a long story, but the ending turned out well. Though, thinking of Mia still upsets me. Her reverberations, trapped in that monstrous
Bullying
body.
saved the day. I know, right?
I can't imagine her suffering over
She's
the last
like
20 years.
She's the 20 years. They've been poking and prodding and everything on Mia's dead body, mind you, for 20 years. God dang.
When you defeated the Threnodian, you also set her free.
Yes. It was an honor to have that final battle with her. Thanks to you and Cartathea, I was able to rewrite the tragic ending of this story.
So this whole thing about the Dark Tide, it happened only in the Sonorosphere. Oh, there is actually still the question of the Dark Tide. The Dark Tide still exists in reality, right? Which is tied to the Threnodian in some way. So, I wonder if this whole Rina Sita arc will end with the Dark Tide being gone, which means the Threnodian sealed, defeated, walloped by Lord Arbiter in some fashion. It's scary. Now that I think about it, Dre, the Sentinel Dre in Huanglong, he's still powerful, yes, but he's much less powerful than in his prime because he never recovered from his injury. Whereas here in Rina Sita, Imperator is just gone. So, but in both regions, the Threnodian in the Huanglong region is, I don't know, went back to the hole it came from. But the Leviathan is recuperating, quote unquote.
Thank you, my fellow warrior.
There's one more thing. We should return to the central hub in Septimon. I found something tight.
Okay, we'll go back here. I think they mentioned that Threnodians can't die.
The central hub. Good timing. There's something I need to handle in the Veil of Glory, too.
Yeah, that is a very good jog of memory. Thank you,
Let's set off
Shion.
together.
Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. Let me just head to the restroom for a while.
Hey, little one. There you go.
Okay. I is back. Ah, yes. This thing. Oh. I need to refill my water.
When Lupa vanished, I destroyed the experimental unit, pursued the Threnodian, and defeated the Lioness of Glory it controlled. Then, I came across this place. You remember how the Threnodian took on a part of the Sentinel's knowledge and permissions, yes?
Ah, okay.
For the Sentinel, the information stolen was their very memories. For this reason, even the Sentinel forgot that before merging with the Threnodian, they transferred some of their knowledge to the central hub in Septimont.
Ooh, I'm getting flashbacks of memory now, like with this whole merging with the Threnodians.
The knowledge they would later forget.
It was a secret, one the Threnodians should never learn. The Sentinel moved it there for safekeeping. Within it, I found a special frequency. A part of it felt like yours. I believe it's what the Sentinel left for you, so I took it.
The Lord Arbiter must have left it. And I'm talking about past him, Lord Arbiter.
It seems like a clue. The true secret they left for you is not here, but in that direction. You see, before I came to meet you, I passed by the city of Septimont. The arena I destroyed has been restored, but in the people's hearts, it's still the Righteous One and Lupa who claimed victory. The Fraxidus' power to reshape reality is deeper than we realized.
Oh.
I'm afraid this is just the beginning.
Oh. It's supposed to be only Lupa won, or like Lupa and her group won, but somehow because Rover interfered, it became Lupa and Rover. Oh.
I once believed the Threnodians sought to use the Fraxidus to regain power, but its true goal is the central hub. I believe it's due to this secret the Sentinel has hidden.
This is another thing. The Threnodians sought to use the Fraxidus to regain power. That's what she believed, but its true goal is the central hub. That means each Threnodian must have their own motivations as well. Like the Threnodian decided to use the central hub to either take over Runasita or destroy Runasita, whatever have you.
That direction, it leads to the hunting grounds. The blight cloud still lingers there. When the high tide comes, Septimontians hunt and cull the spawning Tacit Discords.
Ah.
The dark tide connects everything. I cannot pinpoint where the Sentinel's message lies. I'm afraid you must go there yourself. But the worst of the storm has passed. Let's take a moment to rest. Lupa, will you be our tour guide? Show us the sights and glories of Septimont?
No time to rest. Must uncover
I'd love to hear
secret.
more about what you mentioned earlier. The wind blowing through golden flags and the sound of wind chimes.
Of course, it would. But before we go, there's something I need to do first.
Oh, she's honoring Mia.
It's Mia's sword. I went through a lot to bring it back. The monster is gone now. Like so many Septimontian heroes whose bodies were never recovered, I wanted to return her weapon. This is where she gave her life. I can't say if she loved or hated Septimont more, but she once spoke of the bloodleaf viburnum. It's a tribute often given to gladiators by their supporters, so I think she would have wanted to rest here. It's beautiful. Our city. The city of glory. The people here love to drink, laugh, carve statues, and hunt. It burns like fire, drenched in both victory and defeat. It holds all our disappointments. and all our hopes.
Ooh. And there it is. That is the end of this story mission. Very insightful, actually, especially to like Septimont as a whole, but also like it gives a lot of precedence to like this is not the end. Like really. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait for the next one. Okay. We just received more thingies for
To which stage will life
I will be
him.
there for everyone as we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
There's some after stories you can do too, I'm sure. This is a tutorial. Ah, this is something else. Yeah. Oh, there we are. Let's do that. Let's just straight away do that. And get this out of the way. Is this no, this isn't the hunting grounds that we go to. This is something to do with Lupa. You know what I'm curious about? Is that she has a wolf's tail. Which I assume is real, right? But she has human ears. Maybe this is just being like me being picky about stereotypes. But I would have liked her to have actually like actual wolf ears or like no human ears at all. Next patch gonna focus on the Fraxidus, yeah. Like this will be like their motivation for being in Vinasita and how that ties to the Threnodian. I'm sure it's mostly because of the Threnodian, but
You've come!
oh lord.
Warrior.
Actual wolf ears would have been nice. Yeah, to replace those mechanical ones, right?
Are you drinking?
Just wheat juice.
Wheat juice! They call it alcohol wheat juice? Which is beer. She's drinking beer.
Sure. Wheat juice.
Ah, today you...
Close my ears because I haven't done this part yet. Oh, I'm so sorry, Shia. I'm sure it's just only like a... Oh.
You smell nice.
Oh.
Like dried wheat. Warm.
Unusual way to describe someone. Okay.
Well, that's just what I think. When I was little, I used to roll in the wheat fields.
Oh lordy.
It's good to have my fellow warrior by my side.
Lupa, you've had enough wheat juice. Sit. Take a break for a moment.
Even though it's over, there's still a heaviness. A
Oh
drink
yeah,
helps.
I'm sure. If it were me, I would go into hermit mode too. Well, for most people be drinking. For me is going back to my bubble.
I've sent word to the F4's palace about Domina Julia. But finding the silvers that fled will take time. 4 years ago, Augusta won the title of champion. Since becoming F4, much of the corruption tied to the arena has been cleared. If Mia had lived, perhaps things would have been different.
This is a very different side of a quote-unquote warrior because she's always been a gladiator, she's always been a fighter, but being an involved party at a scale this big is something Lupa has never had to contend with. Which, this is the only time I would say, yeah, she needs a drink.
Sometimes I wonder, what would my life have been like if my parents hadn't handed me over to the Silvers when we first came to Septimont?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't remember that.
Just like one of those stories with the different endings.
Have you ever thought about living a different life, Lupa?
No need. I'm content with what I have. For everything gained, something is lost. But through it all, I met you.
Well, she's very close.
That's enough. Life is an arena. Victory and defeat are a part of that. No one wins forever. The more victories, the higher the expectation, and the heavier the weight of defeat. Do you fear that one day you might face defeat?
Oh, honey. Every day. Every day. Especially when I fight the especially when I fight the nightmare bosses.
You seem to live to meet others' expectations. This is what you're used to, I'd say. Even if one day you meet defeat, remember this. Those you've helped will never let you face it alone. I may not have your strength, but should you call, I will meet you on the battlefield, no matter the distance. I swear it, by the eternal sun.
2D plus art. Go to the restaurant and talk with Carthethia. Some people hate this part because those people say it's always the female characters fall in love with Rover at the end of the story. Look, I think after... I feel like for the female characters, yes. Ooh. I feel like after Shorekeeper came out, right? And then there was that whole arc with Shorekeeper. A lot of people really love that. How to say, like, Shorekeeper is like the only waifu that Rover will ever have. Especially like the plot that they wrote for Rover and Shorekeeper. It was golden. I do not want any other female characters contending. It is forever Shorekeeper and Rover. That is my one true pairing, right? But I feel like maybe because of that bias, after that, all the subsequent like female characters that Rover come into contact with, there was a little bit of, you know, it could have been pushed further. But they kind of retained it to be more on companion or like friendship rather than it being quote unquote waifu, right? So there are points where it's like, oh, is it gonna be there? Is it gonna be there? And then they just rein it back in. Because after Shorekeeper, it was Carlotta, Pantarella, Carthethia, and now Lupa. All of them have very high admiration for Rover, whether it's before or after events, right? And they all grew comfortable with him, but they all show more of admiration, friendship, and like companionship for Rover, rather than it being pushing the boundaries for being waifu. I mean, design, aesthetic, otherwise, you know, Cantarella, design, aesthetic, otherwise, I personally have not felt like they were trying to push for a potential waifu like pairing with Rover ever since Shorekeeper. Because Shorekeeper pairing is peak. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Nothing will ever change my mind. I feel like that too. Okay, good. It's not just me. But yeah, maybe it also comes in.
Same actor,
Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but okay. I think it also like probably ties in with the plot as well, because Shorekeeper had an extensive past with Rover, in with like extension of it being like with the past Rover, right? Whereas like other female characters is like is like the first time they've met Rover. So I think that's why I feel more strongly about the Shorekeeper pairing, because there was an established connection between them before the game started, like the backstory of it and her devotion for the Law Arbiter. Shorekeeper said the word love. Yes. So you know, whoever, I think there's like just a small population pairing Rover with other female characters, but no, Shorekeeper pairing is peak. Is peak, man. I might just like rewatch one of my previous streams just to relive it. I don't know. or like just find the cutscenes on YouTube or something just to relive it, because it's just so good. It was so beautifully written.
It's all gone now. But I'll ask the tavern keeper if he can prepare something for you later. The Loris salad was as delightful as ever. Well worth reacquainting myself with, so I can make a bowl myself. Fresh, crisp, sweet.
That's cute. Like, I find like this...
Come, sit with me.
Like this
Let's enjoy a moment of
synergy
peace.
is more siblingly. Because she is shy by nature.
Yes, and so, I've been thinking about what I vowed to you before. To
Okay.
savor the things I desire, visit the places I long for, and meet those I wish to see. To become a roving knight is my true ambition. A wish list is something to be experienced, one step at a time.
I'd say your first wish has already been fulfilled.
The third too, though by unexpected means. Those are my adoptive parents. And their child.
Say what?
Perhaps it was fate's cruel jest. I couldn't find any trace of them after they moved from Raguna. But here in Septimont, I discovered where they had resettled.
Rover is her master in a sense. Yeah. That was the premise. But they pushed the waifu connection heavily. Like very heavily. And like as a player experiencing the Shorekeeper story arc, you can't not appreciate and fall for Shorekeeper and her devotion. You just can't. So yeah. And these two have a special place of their own in another dimension. So yeah. Now this thing about Parthethia and her adopted parents, like her thing with adopted parents must have flown over my head in the last arc, because like I don't remember this.
Only they no longer recognize me. The truth that I was their daughter was a memory the Threnodian crafted for them, disappearing when it was sealed away in the tower.
Oh, that's a bit
I don't know
painful.
what they went through after that fateful day, but at least they are still alive. They even have their own child. They walk here every day, so I come and sit for a while to watch them from a distance.
Cardathia.
It's all right. In fact, I'm at peace with it now. If they had died because of the Order's heavy hand, I would have felt true pain. But this is the best outcome I could hope for. To live 20 years with the weight of a lost child. I don't want to imagine that kind of torment.
Besides, through all these twists of fate, all 3 of my wishes have been fulfilled. Now, if I crave a Laura salad, I can prepare it myself and savor its taste. And I still have many years ahead to see the world and the places I long to visit. As for the people I hope to meet, this unexpected journey led me to find them in another city.
Well, that's a nice shot, actually.
The winds of Rinasita always seem to bring me what I seek. I am content.
And there we are. It's just kind of like the closing statements for what Lupa and Parthenia after all that. You have a screenshot of that? Well, let's see. We can access it back. I don't know what's this, but sure. I have all these maps that I don't know what to do with. I think it's in the Lupa one too. I think it's probably in the like. Where is it? Gallery. There we are. Aha! It's all here. Main story. It's all here. So this is the gallery part. This is the archives. I missed it. Hold on. So this is okay. This is that. It has to be there, right?
I shall have no one tarnish.
Okay, cool. This is just scenery. Where is it? Backpack? Ah. Hit. Hit. That's such a nice shot. I could probably go find it online or something. So many things. Okay, what is... Okay. Where is it? What's all these? What's all this? English leave my brain. I mean, it's still a backpack. So... Alright, so there we are. We finished the story. It's 2.5 hours, which is a good time, isn't it? That was a good time. Okay, that was someone on my... I'll look at that later. Okay. I can finally do this. I can finally do this. This is a high difficulty challenge. Crop the ID wallpaper. Thank you, Anna. Yeah. I'll use it as like my background on my laptop or something. Aha! We can now do all these. There's a lot of things that I haven't done, actually. Like, for this. I have 12 more days to do this. Which I can finish it. Lolo campaign. I can finally do... Is this the challenge where you have to fight 2 bosses at the same time? Because if it is, I might cry. I might cry while playing this thing. Oh my god. Whimpering Waste is open as well. Oh, I got 23 stars this time. That banner event, really fun. It's gonna be fun for people who build all their characters to the gills, right? Not that fight. banner event. Banner event? This thing, right? Not that fight. Okay, so like the two. Okay, no, but we'll see. I'll experience it on my own time. What this is. This is awesome. This avatar thing. Okay, so that's it for the Septimont arc. More to come, as we all expect. The double boss was the virtual crisis. I played that once and I didn't play it again. Okay, I think it was I got 68 stars, which is more than my previous attempt, which was I think 48 only. So each one I did a lot. This one I did a lot. Somehow I could do more for this one. I don't know. It was this one, right? This one was the one where the double one came in. I don't know if I can add more shenanigans to this. Oh, thank God. This is 2.5 needs to come right now. I know, right? I think 2.5, hold on. We can check when 2.5 is gonna come. We can check. This one. 12 days. It's coming in 2 weeks. Coming 2 weeks, people. That means next week we are probably going to get a 2.5 version update live stream from Wuthering Waves. They just haven't announced it yet, so who knows? Or did they already announce it? I don't know. I do follow their social media though, so I have not seen it. So yeah, probably next week we'll see the live stream for 2.5. Yes, it could be a filler. It could be a filler patch. It's possible. But in the coming months, at least, thank God, end of the month, so I can swipe. I'm proud to say, okay, I'm proud to say.
To which stage will life guide us?
This
next?
is my collection, and I've not swiped.
Well, whatever it is,
Prolova's gonna
I'll
rob
play
us
my
all.
role to the fullest.
I'm not pulling for Prolova. Just for the simple fact that that's a lot of 5 stars. I pull whenever I can. So the first banner I pulled, I think was Yinlin's banner.
No rush.
And then he was for
Patient while the
free.
experiment begins.
And then subsequently I pulled for their banners. Which now that I look at it, it's quite a lot, isn't it? It's actually a lot. And mind you, I've been successful. I was actually pretty successful, huh? I got her weapon. I got all their weapons except for Brand and Phoebe and Xiang Liao. I was so pissed I could not pull for his weapon. I want Xiang Liao's weapon like yesterday. You have all the Anna, you swipe. So that's almost to be expected, you know, unless you really hate the character. But at this point, Wuthering Waves has yet to release a character that we really, really hate. Like even like Ling Yang or like Angkor. Even though they're like not the best DPSs, people don't hate him. You know, people don't hate these characters. So there's yet to be a character that's not worth to have, you know. For now, Ling Yang, I would say, could be my current Glacier DPS, but he's not built. I think in the meantime, while waiting for 2.5, I will build Ling Yang like proper, because his stats is fine, right? But I want him to do more. Like if I switch him to have like the Abyss Surges, of course he would. I hate Ling Yang for ruining the 50-50. Okay, that's for ruining the 50-50. That's a different story. But as a character in and of themselves, he's actually a pretty good character. But with how the quality of other 5 stars are coming up, he falls short. Like he and Kalkaro fall short because they are single target focus. Carlotta, I feel like it's a special case because her ult hits multiple, like her ult is very good. Her ult is really, really good. So people farm for her ult and she's good that way, and they make her ult really good as well. But the rest of the characters, like Zani, outside of her ult, single target. With ult, absolutely broken. Phoebe, she's very good. She has very good AoE. What's her name? Rochia, excellent AoE. Excellent AoE. The Queen of
Understood.
Buffers.
I am here.
The experiment
Liberation Nuke.
No rush.
AoE.
I see
Liberation
my way
Nuke.
clear.
But still single target. Single target all the way. But very good basic attack buffs. He's just not built properly. This is like his old build. I want to see if I can do a better build for him. Currently, this set is still the best because upon basic attack or heavy attack, glacial damage increase, which is basically his kit. That's his kit, basic attack. I just don't know how much is the increase though. 10% increase, effect stacks up to 3 times. Yao gonna be replaced sooner. I know, that's sad. I still love him as a character. I still love him as a character. Once Augusta comes out, he's probably gonna be replaced. I don't see Augusta being anything but a nuke DPS. I don't think Xiang Liao is going to be like obsolete. But I think Augusta, it might be more gameplay efficient, I think. Yeah. Hold on, this Sonata effect. I wonder what other, like, oh lord, what other stuff I can put on this. Lingering tunes, really? I prefer play Yao than play GN. Oh, GN also is another thing because like he's largely single target. But with his ult he can be AoE. I personally like GN's playstyle. I mean in the Whimpering Waste, he's currently one of the best characters to have. But I think after Karthithia, he started to fall short because Karthithia nukes better in a way. Especially with the new set for her. What's the current hold on. Actually, I don't need to go here. Data bank. Okay, for this one. Oh! Okay, it's a good set, but it's a very simple set, right? It's just arrow damage buff even more. This one is more for arrow erosion, so it's like your arrow rover and your Chacona. This one, it feeds off arrow erosion. So, hold on. So right now, GN can work with arrow erosion, right? Or can apply arrow erosion? Can GN do that? I don't know. I don't have the damn character, so I don't know. Hold on.
I shall have no one tarnishing.
The battlefield is dynamic. Do not let your guard down.
Nothing. Nothing. It's just arrow damage, no arrow erosion. He can't. Okay, so that's where he falls short. The only way he can capitalize with arrow erosion is if he has Chacona. Can Karthithia do something else with arrow erosion?
Power to split and match matter.
There, she can stack arrow erosion, so that's where she shines more. Being able to do that makes arrow erosion with Chacona more efficient. Whereas with GN, he will have to rely on Chacona and arrow rover to stack, which is less efficient. Okay, so her ult also use arrow erosion for amplification. Her intro applies arrow erosion. Her skill arrow applies. Her herself can apply arrow erosion. Yeah, so that makes her more efficient. And that's where she gets her nukes from, also more efficiently. So GN is with GN is still
The battlefield
possible.
is dynamic.
It's just
Do
not
not let your guard
efficient.
down.
Not as efficient, I would say.
May I
Surprisingly,
pray for anything specific for you?
this
It would
lady
be
is
my honor.
still a spectral nuke.
May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor.
She's still a spectral nuke. I personally don't enjoy her playstyle, but I can see like how good she is as a character. Oh. Now all of this. We're gonna do this now. Oh! Grover's journey, okay. So of course that's 100%. I only have a couple more things here. Complete Flamed Heart epilogue and talk to Buling. I need to talk to Buling! Well, I'll find her some. Ian and Jinshi don't have 5-star support for... Okay, yeah, they don't really have... I mean, when they were first created, the meta was that you can pair any element of characters. The buffs came from like basic attack buffs, heavy attack buffs, liberation amplification, these kind of things. But once they started introducing spectral, like the spectral frazzle, I knew this was going to happen. Like they're going to start with the elemental specific buffs and specialities, which is what we saw with Spectral first, and why Phoebe shine, why Zani shines, and why Jinshi still kind of shines, because if you pair her with Phoebe, she still can capitalize on Spectral Frazzle. But she's already a nuke monster to begin with anyway, so people didn't really like find too much difference, I guess. But with Arrow Erosion and with GN previous being the only Arrow DPS at the time before Arrow Erosion, people were waiting for Carthethia because like the Arrow element needed some kind of change. So Xiang Liao held the title for DPS for Electro for a long time, but now with Augusta, we just have to wait and see what Augusta's kit looks like. And yeah, we'll have to see. Oh, there's another possibly Arrow, although we don't know his element yet. Like the new male resonator.
First to the treasure.
I mean, looking at the color, he's supposed to be Arrow, but Kuro and their Kuro logic, he might not be Arrow. People now pair Jinshi with Cantarella since Jojo is paired with Samalota. Ooh, with Cantarella. Okay, that makes sense. I don't fully understand Cantarella's kit though. He's Electro? Okay. Okay. Okay.
I shall have no one tarnishing victory's honor.
Cantarella. What's her kit? I don't know. I don't know what's her kit.
The tides have whispered of your
whatever
arrival.
this thing is. Hazy Dream. Hazy Dream. So it's damage and damage, more damage. This is more damage, but this is something else as well, right? This does something else as well. I'm just skimming through. I don't fully understand her kit. Diffusion. Oh, this is summoning coordinated attacks. Healing bonus. Something like that. Resonance skill damage. Okay, makes sense. You know, it's Arrow, by the way. I knew I wanted I knew I wanted so I'm saving up for her. Augusta be damned. Depends, but I do want because I love her design. I love the character itself. Coordinate attack plus the outro. Okay, outro is the this thing. Okay. So yeah, it makes sense to pair with Jinshi because you're spamming her resonance skill, right?
To which stage will life guide us next?
Oh, you actually can see when you got the resonator.
Tarnishing
The experiment begins.
Can you
I
imagine?
see my way clear.
That's interesting. Okay. So that's enough of post yapping. I think I'll end my stream here. Thank you so much for accompanying me today. I will look forward to the next to saving up my astrites first of all. For you know. We have to wait. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the synergy looks like and whether like their kit is flexible enough. Obviously, with the way that they're implying, you know, and the other guy will be best in slot for Augusta. But I have a feeling that they're still going to be pretty flexible. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Still, because there's still no leaks, I'm half grateful, half not grateful with Kuro being so on top of these leaks and like doing the leaks like much later. So we'll see. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much once again, guys, for sticking with me today. And that will be it for me this week. I will see you again next week. If Penguin was here, I will do Honkai Star Rail next week because the new one of the new one of the endgame stuff refreshed. So we'll probably do that. I'll try to push as much as I can. So between that and we'll see about Marvel Rivals. I don't know. I still want to play Marvel Rivals, but I might have to juggle like the games. Like I don't know how to juggle the games. I might just sacrifice Genshin. Who knows? So good night, everyone, and sleep tight. Bye bye.